And sure enough, 1832, the Lithuanians rise up, and so do the Polish, rise up to fight against the Russians. Who won? Well, the Russians won that one. And there were many, many dead people in Lithuania, many patriots who had fought. And in fact, their bodies had disappeared, whether the Russians dumped them or whatever. And the people then were mourning their heroes. Where are we going to mourn our heroes when we don't have their bodies? And that's really when they started the Hill of Crosses. And the idea was, this is a location about 12 miles north of, is it Suela?
Cholet.
Say it again?
Cholet.
It's a city there in Lithuania. I think it's about the third or fourth or fifth largest. So anyway, that hill then became the place where if you had somebody who died, you would take a cross up there and put that cross there in that hill. Let me pass around a few things. First, here's my heroine. Not bad looking, right? There she is. That's Jodwiga Hedwig. Let me pass around her picture. The hill has become covered with crosses. And it's crosses from the people who bring them there, and they come from all around the world. I'm going to pass these around, some of the samples of photographs. They started with like 100 crosses, and then it went to 500, and then it went to 1,000, and then it went to 10,000. How many are there now? They estimate there's over 200,000 crosses on the Hill of Crosses, and more are added all the time. So you had 1832, where are our dead heroes? Their crosses are there. 1863, again to fight the Russians, where are their heroes? There they are. This became a place too for vows. I understand even ceremonies, wedding ceremonies, etc. And after 1918, we got that date, which was the date of what? Independence. Remember, the Polish, the Russians, and the Lithuanians had been split up between the Russians, the Prussians, and the Austro-Hungarians. They finally got back their freedom in 1918. That lasts for about 22 years. In come our friends from the Soviet Union and from Hitler's Germany. Again, they take over Lithuania, but Lithuania eventually gets its freedom, supposedly in 1944 and 45, but along come the Russians, and Lithuania is turned into a subordinate Soviet republic. What happened to the Hill of Crosses? Many heroes that Lithuania had were added to that hill all throughout the fighting from World War II and World War I. Well, the Russians didn't like this Hill of Crosses. And so the Russians, from approximately 1955, 1960 on, tried to destroy the Hill of Crosses because it had become a symbol of Lithuanian independence and freedom and of their spirituality. So the Russians every year would bring down their bulldozers and bulldoze part of the hill and destroy 400 or 500 of the crosses. Of course, that was not too many in a way, but the Russians' argument was, this is bad art. So we are destroying bad art. Well, that was one effort that the Russians tried. Another one the Russians tried was they spread the rumor that there was an epidemic there of pig flu, swine flu, seeing you didn't want to go there to the Hill of Crosses and become sick. Another effort, this is Russian propaganda now, the Russians would have KGB people all around the base of the hill. And when you showed up there to put your cross there, there was somebody that wanted to take your picture or take your name. Another effort the Russians tried was they tried to put sewage all over the Hill of Crosses. See, who wants to smell the sewage? There was even a plan the Russians had to dam up a river and have the river flood the hill, and that would be the end of the Hill of Crosses. Well, in 1985, the Russians finally said, all right, let's leave the place alone. And today the Hill of Crosses survives, and it survives as a place where people from all over the world come there. In the year 1860 or so, or 1870, Mary is supposed to have appeared there. And you know, whenever Mary goes anywhere, what does she do? She always brings the kid with her. So, the kid, the little baby, shouldn't go too far in that one. But anyway, she brought the baby Jesus and herself, and they appeared there. And that's another reason why people like to go there, to that site. I passed around to all of you the crosses, and I want to read you this last one. Pope John Paul went there, and it is said that he was very, very moved by what he saw. And there are pictures then of him kneeling with all these crosses. And he left this, and it's inscribed on a stone. And I thought this was really appropriate to end up tonight talking about Lithuania. Pope John Paul had these words to say: "Thank you, Lithuanians, for this hill of crosses which testifies to the nations of Europe and to the whole world the faith of the people of this land." So when we think of Lithuania, two themes. One, that's striving for independence and freedom, and two, preserving that sense of spirituality and of religion. Thank you very much. Achu.